It's a blessing to welcome on one of the quickest rising players in the past year. We're from barely being known now to a top national recruit and Memphis commit, Joshua Minott. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's just get right into this. You're in the playoffs right now, having an incredible season. You're also only a few months down to possibly getting on campus, getting ready to start your college career. Just what's it like in your life right now?
I mean, it's exciting, senior year, it's going to be an opportunity. I'm going to have to wear a high school jersey. So,
Mhm.
just putting my all out there. At the same time, getting ready for the next level. It doesn't end with high school. We got a whole other journey after. So I'm just getting ready for life in Memphis.
No matter who you are, obviously the recruiting process is hectic, it's crazy. But someone that's in your shoes, as I just said, you were slept on for pretty much your entire career up until about June, July, you started getting ranked and all the offers came in. What's it been like just getting adjusted now to being a nationally known prospect and one of the best players out there?
I mean, all honesty, it's the same life.
Mhm.
I don't really pay attention to the rankings, the media, all that. I mean, all honesty, just doesn't really affect my life. I'm not really big into all that. Um, I'm gonna work the same amount that I was working before. All the rankings and all that. Um, Really just trying to make myself a better player each day. Whatever way I can. The rankings, it's nice and all the media, it's nice, but overall, you can have all this clout and hype. Still go to college, and so just trying to make sure that I'm just ready.
Without doubt. And now your junior year was a spectacular year for you as well. You got a whole lot of different awards. Can't wait for state championship. So people knew you, especially in that Florida area. But now you head into the senior year. You're the senior leader, the defending champs. As I said too, you have the ranking now on your back. Have you noticed that teams lock in, kind of key in on you more and more throughout this year?
There's definitely something I recognized. Game plan's kind of centered around me. Um, I mean, I'm confident in my ability to break double teams, all that. It's not really something that scares me. It's kind of just expected at this point. Um, really. I recognize that. Last year we had Yusuf, 6'10" big man. So a lot of game plans are centered around him. But now, I realize I have a bigger role. So, stuff like that's to be expected, and I think I've adapted quite nicely to those game plans.
You're averaging 21 points a game right now, 9 rebounds, almost 3 assists, over a steal and a block per game right now. How would you personally say that you feel how well you've been doing this year? How would you say you've been successful? Is this kind of the year you're expecting to have? Could you have done better? What kind of your thoughts on the year so far?
It's been kind of like a decent year, I'd say. Definitely could have done better. I missed a couple games because of an injury. That really sucked, but I'm pretty satisfied in terms of how I've been doing. There's still room for improvement, but I feel like just overall, I'm not really like big into the statistics. I'm more of like a record person. Just those wins, losses. So, I'm moving the ball. I would have liked to been a little more dominant this season. I was still a tiny bit dominant, but I've definitely recognized that I could take more control of games. But overall, I feel like I'm somewhat satisfied with how I played.
We're going to get back into the rest of the season in a second, but overall, now you're about to wrap up what will be a 4 year career at the same high school. And for being a top level player, that's something we don't see a lot of guys do. A lot of guys are transferring around, going to prep schools and whatnot. You stay at one school your entire career. Take us to the decision, and what's it been like just knowing that you've accomplished something that not a lot of guys do anymore?
In terms of just staying at one school, I'm not really. I've had opportunities to go to different schools, but it's just if it's not broke, don't fix it. I was getting some looks, due to Yusuf. I was kind of piggybacking off of him at one point, but I developed my own looks. Overall, I felt like wherever I went, I was probably gonna have like the same recruiting, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but I was just satisfied. The colleges that are looking at me, I had a few high majors, some mid majors, all that. So like, why go to a new school, and maybe get a blue blood that I'm not even probably going to commit to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just stay low. It's my school. I've had a good 4 years, state championship. So, I mean, it feels good to accomplish something that no one's accomplished before at that school. That was the first ever state championship the school's ever had. So, I mean, it just feels good.
Your sophomore year, you stepped into the team and you started that starting role, but last year was your breakout year. You had a huge year, and as you just said, you came away with a state championship. Take us through that state championship run and what it was like walking away with that, now having a ring.
I mean, it was crazy. It just we valued every single game. It wasn't one game that we weren't cheering. Like it was almost like we played like 6 state championship games. There's so many like upset games. Like played Westminster, that was predicted to be like a blowout, not like a blowout. But they expected us to lose. Just a whole lot of games that we just weren't expected to win. I know Santa Fe, they were ranked #1 regardless of division. Ended up beating them by like 21. So, that was just, it was just crazy experience. We were going up to all these places, like it's like 4 hour drives, 5 hour drives. Like we weren't trying to drive up there to lose, so we just brought that energy. It was great. I got to miss a few school days. So, but overall, I mean, just great experience. And I'm trying to get the same experience this year.
You just mentioned some of those schools, and you are in Florida, which you're traveling pretty much every game. You're playing someone that is going to Division I, high major, at elite talent. What's that like? What's like just going up against all these top level guys throughout the course of a season?
It's good to have that, that competitive nature, that like these quote unquote rivals. I mean, I don't believe in rivals, but overall, just I don't like I said, I'm not really big into the rankings, so whoever's in front of me, I'm gonna try and go at them regardless of who it is. Played some high level talent before. I mean, it's nothing new to me. Sometimes it'll give me the motivation to be like, I truly don't feel like this person deserves any more hype than me or any more clout. So, I'll just go out there and just show them what I do. I know I don't have the biggest, following and all that. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not really big in the media, but, I'm just reminding them, like, yeah, that media stuff, bro, it doesn't determine how good you are, So, yeah.
I know one part of that too that guys do like is that you're going up against a guy that's you're probably better than, or he's right next to your level, kind of where you're able to compete against him. What goes to your mindset though when you know you're going up against a guy that you know is going to be some kind of competition for you? It's going to be a more even matchup than per se a typical Florida kid. How much more does that kind of motivate you heading into the game?
I'd say it definitely motivates me a lot more.
Mhm.
It's something to prove, in terms of, having that level that's, nearby.
Mhm.
My goal is to just prove that game why we're nowhere near each other. Like, I'm not one of them. Like, you don't see somebody at me, and just I'm trying to prove that each time I step on the court. Like, yo, you haven't seen nothing like me, and you probably won't see me again. It's just only one of me. So,
Mhm.
when I play that high level talent, try to make sure that like, yeah, they know like we're not quite at that same level.
Mhm. What player have you gone up against, rather it be in high school season, EYBL, a showcase, a camp kind of event? Would you say has kind of been the guy you've enjoyed going up against the most? He's kind of been as equal to you as you could say, or kind of pushed you the most.
Um, I'm not gonna lie. I think I've seen Alex Fudge a lot, because
Mhm.
he's up in the league. He's at LSU now, but that's one person I definitely say I've seen, and I've heard a lot of comparisons.
Mhm.
I don't agree with him. I know he won't agree with him either, but that's one person. But another person I really like going up against is Jabari Smith Jr.
Mhm.
Jabari. I caught him one time while he was playing at the Celtics in travel. Um, I saw him play at Pangos. Never got to play him though, because that's my team. But no, there's one person that like definitely like I want to go out again. He's just high level talent. Know, and definitely deserves everything that's coming his way. I know he's going to do big things at Auburn. That's definitely one person I want to see again, though.
Absolutely. Well, how about you though? When you look at your game and your development throughout the past few years of high school, when would you say it clicked for you that you realized that you are a top level player? You kind of felt it all came together because I know some guys might have confidence from earlier on, but when would you say your game and your confidence kind of met up and just kind of truly became that elite player? When it all kind of clicked for you?
Let's see. Probably say sophomore year. We ended up losing in like regional semifinals, I think. And that was when I was starting on team and all that. But I'd probably say like that summer, just going into sophomore year, I realized like, yeah, like I'm not like the typical, basketball player. Like even before that, I just realized that, like, I'm going for big things. But I think it was like around that area where it's just like, yo, like these people are just they don't play like me. Like, they don't have like it's just the same energy. I think that was when I realized like, yo, like we could definitely take something from this, we can definitely go somewhere with this. So, I mean, wouldn't say I started working more. Every time I step on the court, I'm just trying to just prove, why ranked higher, just like looked at more.
Mm-hmm. Now, your game specifically is one that I'm super high on because you're extremely talented right now. You're a top player in the country right now, but you personally, long term wise, you have a ceiling that really there's not really a ceiling for a guy like you because you're extremely long, extremely athletic, and you have a lot more growth you can develop over through college time, pro time. So when you look at that, what kind of player do you see yourself becoming? What does the future look like for you?
Surprisingly enough, I actually heard that a few times, about like that ceiling. So I'm really just trying every day to reach that ceiling, just get closer to that. So I mean, that's definitely something I hear.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely could see myself just excelling at like the pro level or something like that. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, all honesty, if you're not striving to play some type of pro basketball, you're probably not good at the game. Have any type of like passion for the game. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you play the game, you truly enjoy it. You're trying to play some type of pro basketball. So I mean, I definitely feel like just with the right just training, just work ethic, that it's not something that's out of reach. I'm striving every day to just pursue that level. I know a lot of people side by side are striving every day too. So I'm trying to work more in the competition.
And the main thing about you that is really shocking to a lot of people is that most high schoolers don't have this at your age is your athleticism. And that might be kind of where people say the Alex Fudge comparison because you two are both kind of freaks in natures in terms of athleticism, the dunks you guys can pull off in games. Take us through that though. When did you start learning to throw down those type of dunks and have confidence to that in games?
Not gonna lie, like the newer dunks, like just going in between the legs, stuff like that. Like the one hand, like all that. I probably that was like summer of like senior year. Like it's been really recent. Like me personally, I started dunking late. Like I know like it's like freshmen these days, like windmilling and stuff like that. Like that was never me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of just built up some athleticism late, and I think it was like sophomore year I started hitting like the weight room stuff like that. So that new athleticism, I probably say like around like junior year, end of junior year, or I just trying to catch bodies in games, stuff like that. Um, I mean, it's just fun dunking, man. It's just a different feeling, just going through the air. I'm sure anybody will say that, but um, yeah, I definitely say like maybe like around like end of junior year, just started like notice myself like jumping higher, doing things I couldn't do. And it's like most of these dunks too, like a lot of people don't realize like you have the athleticism to do it, you just don't really know how. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like mechanics, like putting the ball between your legs, putting it behind your back, something like that. But like yeah, like they have the ability to do it, they just don't know they can do it yet. I mean, you got to get hung a couple times too. I mean, I've gotten hung plenty of times, on the rim. But I mean, overall, I mean, that's just pretty good highlights on those fast breaks.
Throughout your career, what would you say has been your favorite in-game dunk you've had so far?
Um, I probably got to go with the team legs. That East 1 foot fast break East Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been saying I was going to do it forever. Like, I was telling my friends, I'm like, yo, bro, if I don't East Bay this season, I'm like, I'll pay $500. Like, I was so confident. Like, I just knew it was coming. Just one of these games. And it was like at the beginning of the game too. Like, it was it was a blowout. Yeah, I think it was still like a 5, 7 point game. It just shows like confidence. Like, yeah, I just knew. Like, as soon as I stole the ball, I'm like, yeah, like I'm East Baying this. I mean, that was just a good feeling. Um, I mean, I think that's definitely been my favorite in the game done. Despite it being Corona, so the crowds weren't you know ecstatic, but people still knew it was impressive. So yeah,
Without a doubt. Well, you guys are now district champions. Congratulations on that. And moving on to the state championship runs, and you have limited games now. It's really just a few more games of your high school career. So what do you want to wrap up this career like? What's kind of the dream ending? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to get done over the last few weeks, that last few games of your career?
I mean, if it's not obvious enough, man. I mean,
Mhm.
trying to go back to back, that'd be something, like you said, like St. Andrews never won a high school state championship before, and it felt good to help be a part of getting one. But I mean, back to back, that's history in the making, man. That's something you don't stop talking about. Two rings, stuff like that. Like,
Mhm.
and I wanna win my last high school basketball game. Not too many people can say they did that. Almost like 95% of players, ended on the loss. So
Mhm.
uh, that's definitely something. I mean, each game I recognize like, yeah, this could be my last game. Like ever, like wearing this uniform. You'll grow to be like 60, 70, 80, and you'll never be able to wear that uniform again. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
just the last time. Once a lifetime opportunity. So it's definitely something I'm just trying to make sure I make the best out of each night.
For the majority of guys in the world, obviously the senior last game when you lose in those state championships or whenever that's going to look like for guys will be the last basketball game, but you have another future. You're going to be heading out to Memphis after this. So just take us through this though, getting ready to get to campus. What do you want to improve on, work on before you get to Memphis?
I keep telling them like, yeah, I wanna be a developed player
Mhm.
before I get there. Like I'm basically treating now as my freshman year. I don't want to just go there and I'm seeing as like some rookie. Like I want to go there and be like, yo, like he's the truth now. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I'm still gonna develop stuff like that, but I want to just go there and be like, yo, like you can see he's working. Like yo, this man's ready to go. Like there's no dust. Definitely see myself getting in the weight room, getting a lot bigger. Really trying to fill into that frame. I definitely work my jump shot too, make it a little more consistent. I'm satisfied now, but I think definitely, become more consistent. Just overall, I'd probably say I'm just focused on my weight room. Just getting stronger, getting faster for that next level. I mean, I know it's like a different speed,
Mhm.
and I'm excited, man. Excited for a cold. Can't wait to watch like the people that I played with, playing college too. And just watch all the people I've seen. Just see how they take talents to college and how they convert it. So big things coming there.
The weight room is the thing I know a lot of people keep talking about. So is there either a weight that the coaching staff has talked to you about that they kind of have a target for you, or is there one that even you're targeting to get to?
I don't think they give me a target. I think I have a personal target though. I'm probably trying to hit like maybe like two like 30, 235. You know what I mean? In terms of just weight. Preferably muscle. I mean, I feel like that'd be like a crazy body type. To just go into college. Like I'm not looking for like a Zion body type. You know what I mean? Like that seems a little unrealistic at this point. But definitely I want to fill into a frame. Where it's just I'm not. It's not like I'm just getting bullied all around and just can't stay in the paint or stuff like that, or can't run with the guard. Just want to be able to keep up with the rest of the crowd and just keep doing me even in college.
Let's go through this recruiting process because, as I mentioned earlier, it wasn't a heavy one for you where you had it throughout your entire high school career. It really all of a sudden came into you in the late spring, summertime. How was it just going through this process, not being able to go on this all through Zoom, all online? How were you able to go through this whole process and ultimately come to the decision of Memphis?
I'm not gonna lie to you, like in relation to like football, Corona was basically like a blitz. You know what I mean in terms of just college recruiting.
Hmm.
I was planning on committing like February, like around now almost. I
Hmm.
just wanted to drag it out as much as I can, just explore all possibilities. It was like next thing Corona struck, and I just see like I'm looking all around, like all these people are just colleges I have offers to, and it's like, whoa, like you guys are already going, you know what I mean? So it's like, whoa,
Hmm.
we gotta think about stuff now. So I definitely think, like at the time, I think too, if we were committing like that, I don't even think I had an offer from Memphis. I think they basically said they were going to, but it
Hmm.
was like, but so I just basically like threw in Memphis in terms of like schools to consider, and I think that was what like ultimately like sped up that process too with that offer. Um, Overall, I mean, it was crazy. I know like coaches themselves too, like I put myself in their perspective. It's like, yo, it's Corona. They're not, sure anyway.
Hmm.
So trying to get players too, So it's just like this whole time, I'm just like doing a 180. I'm looking at my phone the next day. It's like, yeah, another person's committed here.
Hmm.
Dang, like you really gotta, narrow down your options now. So just ended up making a top five. Really speed that up. Focus on schools I'm like, the most interested in. I think I basically contacted everyone in that top five. Just like get that final information about those schools, and decided the best one that I felt best fit me and best brought an opportunity for me out of Memphis.
You had Memphis, you had Baylor, Maryland's in there, Texas, Florida State. What one of those five schools, kind of discuss the other ones, not Memphis necessarily, we'll talk about them in a second, but the other four, what really stood out about those programs to you and why were they in that final group for you?
I would definitely say FSU stood out like a lot.
Mhm.
Just they had that big guard, orientation, and they love big guards. So, that was really enticing, it wasn't like I wasn't like a believer, but I just truly felt like, Memphis brought a better opportunity. I also like Baylor, the son of Baylor. It's just really just a good environment, just an environment for winners, just provided a good education as well, good environment. Overall, man, I just like the coaches from Baylor. So that was another one. And then Texas, something to do with KD, and it was just like, wow, you know what I mean? And you got Greg Brown up there now too, doing good things.
Mhm.
So that was another school I really considered, what they've done. I was really just looking into like things that could support me being a guard, you know what I mean? And I felt like who can best, produce me into the best big guard I can be. I just thought like, yeah, why not trust, someone who's been a successful big guard, Coach Hardaway. So that was definitely something I just wanted to look into. I just thought like, yeah, I mean, it's perfect in the NBA, Shaq and all that. I'm like, if anyone knows how to do it, I mean, it'd be him. So, yeah.
And when I talk to guys going through the recruiting process, they always point out a guy like Coach Penny Hardaway that's been a big guard. You look at a guy like Patrick Ewing for centers, and the list goes on for different positions. How appealing was that for you when it ultimately came down to the decision? Was that the ultimate kind of the separating factor for them, or what really was that separating factor between Memphis and all the other schools?
Probably say the separating factor is just like the development and like how much we focus on getting people to that next level. There's just so many tools like at my disposal when I get there that are just strictly focused on getting to that next level. I mean, um, it's almost just like a warehouse for just shipping out like pro players. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
pro days. Just NBA style development. I know a lot of the staff has been like almost all the staff basically has been um, involved with the NBA in some way. I know Coach Miller used to be there. Not there anymore. That's kind of a bummer, but I mean, it is
Mhm.
what it is. But like Coach Toppert, he was coaching, G League stuff like that. I mean, everyone there just has some type of like NBA experience. Just the weight trainer, Coach Darby. I know he's going to do big things for me. When I get there, in terms of strength, speed, all that. I really just trust, what's going on over there. I mean, it just looks like everything they do is just oriented for the next level. Their sets, their plays, they're running things that the pros are running. It's
Mhm.
almost just like pros before the pros. I probably see that's probably why Jalen Green wanted to go there. If he didn't go to the G League. So, yeah.
I had Jay Nez on a little bit ago, and he obviously is out there now on campus playing with them right now. But both you guys are kind of labeled in high school corner rankings and all as that small forward or power forward, some maybe even shooting guards. But you guys both want that big guard mentality, maybe combo guard kind of personality. We also can still run small forward, but be that big guard. But when you two are on the court, it's gonna be a pretty big backcourt. How are we gonna work that out together?
Honestly, I mean, I just feel like our skill levels just need to be there. I mean,
Mhm.
we can both dribble confidently. Which I feel like we both can. And just really have no fear. No matter what the on-ball defender is or who they are. And we should be fine. It doesn't matter how tall you are. I mean, I don't really see KD getting stripped like that. So I truly feel like if we just maximize the potential that he can be, it should be just a good looking just spot all around in terms of just guards, all that.
And I'm extremely high in you guys' recruiting class. I know you guys are kind of underrated too, because a lot of you guys are lower ranked than you guys should be. But you and Jay Naz are both guys I consider top 30 type of guys. I think Sam's gonna be a huge player long term for Memphis. John Camden is looking great. He's dropped a little bit in rankings for whatever reason because of injury, but all you guys are coming together. How special is this recruiting class?
I mean, I'm loving it, man. We talk. It's just there's a lot of chemistry there. I feel like we just got a squad going in. In terms of rankings, I don't really follow that. I mean, I know we can all do. I mean, I've seen us all play. I know what we do. Um, I got great expectations for the future. I'm looking up to that. Look forward to that. Just overall, man, just a good group of guys. We're all basically like small forwards, except for like Sam, like power forward center.
Mm-hmm.
We all just specialize in different things. Like John's more like a shooter. Probably say like um, Jordan's more like slasher type. He's still shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I probably say I'm probably like maybe like in between them. Somewhere in between. I mean, overall, I just really like just the group of guys we have, and I feel like we can do big things in Memphis.
Freshman season comes up. What can the fans expect from you? Are you going to kind of role wise? Do you plan on running the shooting guard their freshman year as a starter off the bench? What kind of can fans expect that you'll bring to the team your freshman year?
I mean, dang, I can't predict the future and all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, they can definitely expect, they can expect that I do the most. Not do the most, but like, just give my all, each day, just grinding, working. That transitions to, a large role, transitions to a large role, I mean, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, obviously, I'm screwing around, stuff like that. They can expect a smaller role, but overall, I'm not trying to give anyone any quote unquote expectations, but
Mm-hmm.
we can definitely, expect some big things. I know I'll be working. So
You mentioned shooting a little bit ago, and there's a story I want you to kind of take us through with Coach Toppert. I know you weren't wearing contacts or something, and he came by talking about your shot. Take us through that story and what went down there.
that's funny. I'm surprised you even know about that. Yeah. Uh, Coach Toppert came down to Florida, and just watched our practice. Yeah. Our practice more shooting oriented that day, doing a lot of shooting drills. Yeah, that day I actually didn't have my contacts, you can see I have glasses on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, everything was just blurry. I'm not gonna lie though, that day I was just in my bag. Like I don't even know. Like it was just I could throw it behind my back. It was just cash. Just all these different types of shooting drills off the dribble, all that. Stepping back, double step backs, all that. Bro. Just almost like I was just chucking it up, or like it's just everything was just water. Can't lie. But yeah, I know he always remembers that story, because he was just like, dang man, he's like, you got your contacts in? I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, imagine if you got him in. Just like, yeah. So that was a funny day. I can't lie. I know that's surprising. Told you about that.
And there's a lot of Memphis guys that got to know pretty well. And obviously, everyone likes the team. Everyone loves Coach Hardaway, but everyone seems to really like Coach Topper. He's just that funny guy. He's that assistant coach that everyone seems to love. Take us through your relationship with him, though. What's that like, and how funny is he? Just take us through like your one-on-one conversations with him.
He's a goofy dude, bro. That's something I'll admit. Like he's just a goofy dude. Like I was supposed to call him like Coach Topper, but like even sometimes just like yeah, that's Cody, bro. Like just a chill guy. He's like on a more serious note though, like his like analysis of stuff, like he just watches the game differently. He just observes the game so differently. Like these analysis like that he made of like these players and his NBA players, like they just go so in depth. It was almost like he probably counts many breaths in a game. It was just like it's crazy. Like I've seen like just pages on pages of just like these stats, like not even just like in-game stats, like rebounding, all that, but like just like things that people have done. Like I've seen like some Devin Booker write-ups. I coach Devin Booker, and it's just like insane, like the level he goes through. So I always see him as like that funny dude. I joke around with, but like even I know, I'm like, yeah, this dude, like he's no joke. I sent him. I think he ended up watching a lot of live streams. I don't think it was a game. I think it was like a showcase, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he even noticed. He was like, yo, you tired of that game? I'm just like, yo, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it was like the third quarter, like second quarter, I was feeling like winded, you know what I mean? And you could just see it. Man. It's just like the way the game goes, crazy. And that was definitely something that like I was interested in, in terms of like choosing Memphis. Just like, yo, like these people, like anything you do wrong, bro, they're gonna know. Like I'm telling you, like, any flaws, they're gonna perfect them. That's definitely something, I definitely need. I want someone that's gonna, that level and definitely recognize them, like, just the things that need to be done or like course correct.
Overall, we've been waiting for this big breakout from Memphis because we see the top ranked guys. We know the James Wiseman class obviously had that whole thing happen with him. And this year is the middle of a pandemic, so a lot of the top recruits like Musa wasn't able to get out there and kind of get through the whole training camp and have a typical freshman adjustment period. We're all kind of hoping because we know the talent's there to be really a powerhouse in the AAC, but overall in the entire country. What's it going to take from you guys to go out there and truly make Memphis reach its potential?
I definitely recognize, just Memphis' past success, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching this year too. I know it's not probably the season that they wanted, and they're still doing decent. But
Mm-hmm.
overall, I feel in terms of what's going to take, I mean, I really feel it's going to take just the squad, just a more unified squad, just bring up this teammate, just enjoy teammate highlights. Really feel as if like just build a closer connection with the teammates, the guys, all that. But, I mean, it definitely should translate on the court. It's like a little like separated right now, but overall, I feel like just with the right like chemistry stuff like that, I mean, it'd be like I'm basically a new team next year, but even this year too, to be honest.
I mentioned how long you are earlier, and you have a 7'2" wingspan. It probably would even be growing still. How have you learned to incorporate that into your game? I know you're a guy that can guard 1 through 5, an extremely versatile defender. How have you learned to incorporate your 7 foot plus wingspan into your game?
In terms of on ball, it allows me to just back up a little more while still having some type of pressure on the ball. In terms of blocking, I mean, just stick on my arm. I'm already usually beat most people to the rim, Um, just overall, like offensively too. Like I know I have a wide crossover. I wanted to tell you about that one showcase we had. Uh, we were playing like basically one on one,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't steal my crossover for anything, man. And he'll admit it too. I mean, he'll probably bring us some stuff, but he'll admit it too. Like just like offensively, just ball handling allows me to like just get things that people can't really get to in terms of just reaching. Like I know some people think it's like when there's the easy steal when they see me bring the ball up. I mean, that might shut down completely real fast.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta let people know, that's a blow by. I'm trying to kill your big man. Just overall, I mean, I definitely recognize that I have the frame to do some things. So I'm just trying to make sure I use it to the best of my ability, both ends.
A few more topics I want to touch up on. One of which is you were able to go out to Arizona and play in the Pangos All American camp, and we know it's always one of the bigger camps you can go to where you're playing against Paulo, Chet, you're the top of the top guys all in one gym playing against them. What was that camp like?
That's crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like those people are crazy. I can't even lie. Like stuff I was seeing, like wouldn't call it overwhelming, but it was just like I was like, yeah. Because like I said, like I'm not big in the media. I'm not really forming these connections with these people, and I'm not like following them like that. Like obviously, I know they exist. I mean, I see
Mm-hmm.
like the highlight stuff like that. It's like being there, bro. Like just like actually guarding these people. Like yo, pros. Like I can't even lie. It's just, sometimes I'll play some good defense. Like Paulo just score on me, and my team would just look at me, bro. He'd be like, just shrug. He'd be like, yo, like that's what they do, bro. It's kind of crazy. I can't even lie to you. But nah, I mean, it was a great experience, really playing against them, seeing where I match up, you know. Uh, I played nowhere near where I wanted to play, that whole showcase.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone sees that. But overall, that was just a crazy experience, just people are the truth. I can't even hate on anyone. Just people that need to be there, they're definitely there, just Pablo, Chet, Cody, just everyone there. You can just see it. Like, it was a lot of funny moments too, like I remember trying to think. I forgot who. Oh, it was Mike Foster. Yeah, caught a body, and they ended up they threw a skeleton on the court, bro. Like it was just crazy, bro. Like just the environment, like bro, seeing that skeleton on the court, bro. Like that was so disrespectful, bro. Like they're out here getting teed up in an All-Star game, bro. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, bro, these people are insane.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, I mean, it was a great experience overall. I'm glad I went.
Absolutely. Now we have to go into playing for Jamaica because obviously you're born in America, you're from here, but obviously your family background's from Jamaica. Take us through how this all came to be, how you're able to go play on the national team. Just give us kind of the background story behind this.
My mom's basically they're born in Jamaica. My mom was born in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I was born here, but even I recognized like, yeah, it's basically like my whole family is basically just like Jamaican descent. Um, so because of that, I was able to get a Jamaican passport, Jamaican citizenship, all that.
Mhm.
That allowed me to go up there and train for like a week. Just hectic, man. Like it was just it's like you wake up like 7, like we're running. It's just crazy stuff, yeah. Um, overall, I mean, the games, I mean, they were the best they can be. We were found ourselves getting blown out. But I mean, overall, I mean, I was only one thing. I'm only one person. I mean, it's a team game.
Mhm.
I think even despite that, I think I showed every team, what I can do. Maybe except for like DR, like Dominican Republic. I think I kind of started off slow. I think that was the first game. I was a lot. I was like really passive that game. Just kind of like just going through the motions, just chilling, like passing the ball around. Just it was almost like I was playing a role. It was like after that game, I'm like, yo, like this is definitely not gonna work out. I think like ended up finishing with like average like 24 something like that.
Mhm.
Like 40 against Virgin Islands, still lost by like 20, but still. Uh, I think that was what basically got me that Baylor offer. The Baylor assistant coach was Baylor's assistant coach for the Virgin Islands.
Mhm.
So he basically got the opportunity to sit courtside while I dropped 40 on his team. So overall, I mean, it was a good experience. I'm glad I got to play on the national level. Look at the national talent from around a couple of people I've seen like travel from America stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. Overall, enjoyed the experience. Yeah.
And we're gonna keep seeing more and more of these guys that might not originally actually be born out in another country, but because of family, they can go out there, get citizenship, and play there. We're starting to see a lot of different guys. We know Paulo and Nico Mannion's out there playing for Italy. We saw you do your thing. Spencer Dinwiddie is gonna go out there and play for his family's country now, Nigeria. Seeing all this though, and you get to go out there. We know Jamaica's not necessarily known as a heavy basketball area, but it could kind of result in the future though. You kind of embracing guys, inspiring kids to start playing out there. What can the future of Jamaica basketball result in?
I should have brought that up. I mean, it was like really like underfunded in a way. It was like really like Jamaica like two sports, bro. It's basically just like track, soccer, and then like cricket. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
basketball, probably like heavy sport up there. They don't really like care. It's not really like what a sports is looked at. So I mean, it's definitely it was a good experience just going down there and just showing them like, yo, like you know, um, we care too. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
just go out there and just do what I can, try and help my country. It was a fun experience. I mean, it's always good. Um, just bonding with my family, like nationality and stuff like that. I'm trying to do my part to really bring attention to Jamaican basketball. Overall, I hope in the future. I mean, I hope in the future we see more people really taking up the sport, like really starting to care about it. Not just being born in like soccer families, but I mean, overall, I mean, yeah, it'd definitely be nice to just bring some more awareness about the sport.
So do you plan long term to play with them again, whether it be in the Olympics, FIBA? Do you kind of plan to want to play for Jamaica again sometime?
I definitely wouldn't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been telling people around me, I'm like, yeah, I definitely want some more help.
Mm-hmm.
Going up there. Yeah, maybe like some people I know from here. Like I know the Thompson twins. They have a Jamaican background, so
Mm-hmm.
that'd be cool. If I take them up there with me, just see what you can do with that. That'd be fun. Just playing with them for the Jamaican national team. I know that definitely has some more success. But overall, I mean, yeah, it takes some help for me to go back there because it was just rough. Like I love the game, but it's never fun losing like that. Nobody's ever trying to hop on a court to lose.
Yeah.
Probably one of the few times in my life I hopped on a court just knowing I would lose. Like really, there's nothing I could do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but overall, I mean, just I enjoyed playing. Um, I can definitely see myself going back there. I'd say.
Absolutely, man. Well, one thing I was like wrapping up with everyone is discussing your legacy, and I know eventually when you do step away from the game someday, you want to be remembered for something. So when you do walk away from the game eventually, what do you ultimately want to be remembered for what you achieved both on and off the court?
Definitely just want to be just respected. Uncle always tells me like, yo, it's got to be respected and liked. I mean, just want to be recognized as someone who just gave their all to the game. Just be recognized that You can't just walk on the court and just expect to, just develop just a legacy. You know what I mean? Just by not doing anything. The people around me, they know what I do. Just on a daily basis. So, like I said, walking away from the game, people just recognize that, it's not worked for. There's nothing that I just thought would be handed to me or anything like that. It wasn't just like I sat on the couch and just naturally got better at basketball. Um, yeah, I'm in the gym, just working.
Absolutely, man. My final thing for you, give Memphis fans your 3 biggest goals you have set for your Memphis career.
I mean, hey, Natty got to be one of them, man. That's one of them.
Hmm.
Throw that in there. Um, let's see, three biggest goals. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but overall, I mean, three biggest goals. Let's see, probably just pursue pro opportunity, leaving college. It's probably like the second one. Um, and third, hey, just give the people what they want, man. I don't know. I guess I'll throw another, natty in there.
Hmm.
Yeah. Not really much I could think of, I mean, I really have like just one goal heading to college. My main goal is just, proving why I'm ready for, the level beyond college,
Hmm.
Uh, just overall, just trying to be the best Josh I can be, really.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, and can't see what guy you got next for you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too, man. God bless.
God bless you too.